morning. I'm Charlotte Wiggins, live from downtown Pine Street here in Rolla. We're a few moments before the beginning of the 15th annual Rolla Christmas Parade, and you couldn't have picked a better day for a parade. The skies are as clear as they can be. The temperature is in the middle 40s. The forecast calls for clear skies today. The high should be in the upper 40s to the 50s. The crowds are starting to join us now. The parade begins at 10, but before that, we have some specials for you. We'll be telling you about the band competition. We'll be telling you about some of the floats, and we'll be introducing to you two of the co-hosts, or I'd say triple hosts, I guess, for today's parade. First, Emma Lou Brent. She's Vice President of Phelps County Bank. She's the first woman ambassador with the Chamber. Emmy, welcome today.
Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you very much.
You're dressed appropriately for the occasion. You're warm, bundled up.
I am. I even have red on for Merry Christmas. I'm ready to go.
What do you remember about parades in the past?
Oh, I think the thing that I always remember about parades are the bands. Of course, when you're little, you remember Santa Claus. But I like the bands. It gives me a good feeling, and Christmas parades make me want to get started on my shopping and put up my Christmas decorations, and this is a beautiful day for it.
Well, it's a nice day to come down and shop after the parade, too, if you want.
Absolutely. Have lunch down here, shop. The stores are all open. I think I see sale signs in a lot of windows, so this would be a great day. Just come down, watch the parade, spend the day in downtown Rolla.
Thanks, Emmy. Also with us this morning, Lana Leitner-Jones, a marketing representative with Frank B. Powell Lumber Company. Good morning, Lana.
Good morning.
You're also dressed warmly today.
And in red. Best Christmas color there is.
That's right. What do you remember about Christmas in the past here, downtown Rolla?
I agree with Emmy on the bands. They're the highlight.
Well, now last year it was a little tough. We got rained out. It was pretty bad compared to today.
Yes, but that leaves a Saturday morning to sleep in.
Right. Today's parade theme is Christmas memories, and we'll be telling you some more about that right after this commercial break.
With every Christmas night arrives, may your days be merry and
We are live, getting ready for the annual Rolla Christmas Parade. This is the 15th year for the parade. It's the 12th year for the band competition that you'll be enjoying a little later this morning. And Rolla Area Chamber of Commerce President Ed Owsley says the band competition has gotten bigger and better every year. As you might recall from 2 years ago, Cuba has been winning the traveling trophy, and I understand they're back in vicious form, wanting to keep that trophy this year. We'll take a little minute near to give you some news information that we received this morning. The Rolla Police Department, the Phelps County Sheriff's Department, and the Missouri State Highway Patrol are investigating a homicide that occurred as a result of a disturbance on the rear parking lot of the Oriental Palace last night. At 12:59, the Rolla Police Department responded to a disturbance call at the Oriental Palace, where a victim was found to have received a stabbing wound. The victim was identified as Claude Edward Bird. He's 24, from Bourbon, Missouri. He was pronounced dead at the Phelps County Regional Medical Center at 1:45 this morning. We don't have any more information except that the investigation is continuing. Again, crowds are joining us here this morning for the Rolla annual Christmas parade, and we'll be giving you some previews on what you can expect to see. Along with the floats, the bands will be competing for a traveling trophy, as I mentioned. UMR Professor David Oakley coordinated that part of today's festivities and joined me earlier this week in the TV studios with the details.
Be 11 musical units. 9 are from out of town, and they will be competing. It looks like a strong group of bands that are coming in. They include, in Class 1A, Newburgh and Norwood. In Class 2A, Dixon, Bell, Cuba, and Stoutland, and in Class 3A Ironton and Houston. And all of these bands have already participated in numerous parades this fall, and the season of parades got started, I think, last weekend with the Lebanon's Holiday Parade. I know Dixon and Stoutland were there. In addition, we'll have the Dixon Middle School Band, which is a very fine junior high marching band. The Rolla High Band will host it, and they do not compete as host band. And then from UMR, we'll have our bagpipe band in it, and this is our first downtown performance. We've performed twice. This is a new unit for us, and we're still in the novice class, but we thought we'd, unless the weather is very cold, and you cannot play a bagpipe if it's real cold, but weather permitting, that group will be in there too. The bands are adjudicated by 3 judges. One does music, one marching, and one general effect. And there are trophies awarded in Class 1A, 2A, 3A, and then an overall traveling trophy for best band regardless of class, the highest score. This has in past years been spread around some. It's gone to Dixon, Elias, Cuba's won it the last several years, and they're trying for a track record to keep it, and I think Dixon wants it back, so there'll be some good competition there.
What can we expect to see? Describe to us what we will see the bands doing.
Mostly it's just street marching. We seldom stop for street drills and this kind of thing. The judges will be located in the upper windows of the library, and we realize that they want to do a little flare work in the street, but in order to keep the parade moving, it's generally just street marching. Now with the emergence of the auxiliary, that is pom-poms and flags and other kinds of things, we get a lot more visual even in a street march. So I think the visual is of course far more evident now than it was when most of the bands just assumed a military block and marched that way.
It seems to me that bands are like the post office, regardless of wind, tornadoes, whatever. They're always out there marching. Is it difficult to do that when it's cold outside and the elements are against you?
Yeah. Below 40 degrees, you've got a problem with a serious problem with intonation, playing in tune. Below freezing, you've got a problem with your woodwinds cracking, so sometimes they just won't use them and the bands become a little weaker. Much below 32 and the valves freeze up. We've been fortunate, I think, with the Rolla parade. We've had it 14 or 15 years, and we've had one bad year, and that was last year when there was just a complete downpour, and it seemed impossible to, I think, reschedule it. The warm weather and rain doesn't make much difference, but of course a cold weather and rain would hurt uniforms, hurt instruments, and cause woodwind pads to fall out and create enough damage that it really isn't worth it to do it, because it'd be a quite financial loss if you ruin some instruments or you have uniforms damaged. But by and large, the kids enjoy the competition, and I think it's a healthy competition. Most of the band directors who bring their bands here are friends. They know each other, and when the Chamber of Commerce asked me to get involved in it in the first parade, and I said, okay, but let's do it. I made the suggestion that we go by the State High School Activities Association adjudication rules and this sort of thing. So it's a good, legitimate evaluation of their street